The Senate bill in the short term just went down in flames. Not really went down in flames. Well, they postponed the vote. What that means is that the job the grassroots is doing is actually working. Democratic leadership is failing us dearly. And now it is time for you to get busy. Let me tell you what we need to do. It is time to start contacting Democrats and telling them that they must fight. Number one, Chuck Schumer and the senator from Illinois just came out and they're praising what has occurred. They're saying that it's great that this bill didn't get, that they're not going to vote on the bill. And that's about all that they're saying. And then they're saying, of course, the Republicans are trying to give away the House to the rich. Well, everybody knows that's what Republicans do. But we have to do something further now. What they should have been saying is preparing Americans for October. In October, Americans are going to be shocked. They're going to be shocked when they open their bills. They're going to be shocked when they see that a lot of their rates are going to be up by 20, 30, 40%, some of them 100% because of the sabotage that is occurring by the Republicans. But you don't hear the Democratic leadership admonishing the Republicans for this sabotage of Obamacare. So when that occurs in October, what do you think is going to happen? Whether they get the bill in August or not, the bill can still come to fruition because Americans are going to be pissed off. And some of them are going to be dropping Obamacare, and they're likely, in fact, as well, to die. Because what's going to occur in October is they're going to see some crazy rates for Obamacare. That will give the Republicans the opportunity to come in and say, we told you so, and that is why you need to give our bill a second look. Because you know what? If those rates look bad, then their bill may not look so bad in as much as it's a lot more draconian as the worst bill that could be out there. The Democratic leadership is failing us again. They are supposed to be out there warning and informing Americans that the sabotage of Obamacare will ensure that in October things are worse, and make sure that the heat for October don't go towards those who supported Obamacare, but that the heat in October goes towards the Republicans. What are they doing? What are they waiting for? Well, now it's your job to do that. Now it is your job to call those Democrats and tell them to grow a spine. It's time for you to call those Democrats and tell them, hey, where are you warning the rest of America that the GOP is sabotaging the system? And at the same time, use the platform that you have now that everybody wants to hear your side, because, you know, Republicans are on TV all the time and they get all the airtime. Well, now that things are not going so well, they're giving Democrats some airtime. Use that airtime to go ahead and sell Medicare for all, single payer Medicare for all. 676, folks, HR 676. That is what you need to tell your senators, Democrats and Republicans alike. But to Democrats, you need to add, folks, get your butt off this silly way of being and fight. Notice I didn't hear Schumer attack the drug companies for what they're doing. I didn't hear Schumer attack the hospitals for what they're doing. I didn't hear Schumer doing anything to tell Americans that they are going to be a lot different, a whole lot different than what the Republicans are doing. They have to get into the game as well. Let's have some marching orders, folks. Número uno, la primera cosa que tenemos que hacer, the first thing that we've got to do, keep calling those Republicans and let them know that they are in dire straits if they vote for the bill. Number two, you have to get to those Democrats as well. Call those Democrats and tell them, grow a spine. It's not enough to just disagree with the bill. What they have to do is they have to inform Americans that Obamacare is under sabotage by the Republicans, and let Americans know that they're going to be getting a shock in October caused by Tom Price. Who is Tom Price? The HHS director, the secretary of the HHS director that was assigned by Donald Trump. He's the one that is talking about cutting the rates to, cutting the payments to the insurance companies and also cutting the subsidies for people. Folks, Democrats need to fight. They're not fighting. You in the grassroots, you're doing a hell of a job. Everything that has occurred positive so far, it is a grassroots that's been doing it. So let's keep up the fight. You have to start telling Americans these things so that you don't get blamed for it. Remember, that's what happened with Obamacare. They allowed the Republicans to talk about oh, you're throwing the mother off the cliff and the death panels. And the Democrats thought that was so stupid that people would not believe it, which it was, right? But people believed it. And the reason people believed it is because there was no pushback. You don't have a pushback, fallacies become realities. Don't forget, there is one nice ray of light. And that ray of light is that Elizabeth Warren finally came out and said, it is time for Democrats to start running on a single-payer system similar to that in Canada, similar to that in the United Kingdom. So we may be getting somewhere. We have a lot of work to do. What Bernie Sanders did say today is, let's bring down the Medicare eligibility from 65 down to 55. That is good, but that's not good enough for brothers and sisters all over the place that are 30 and 40 and are in dire straits. What we need now that things are in flux is we need dramatic change now. Whenever things are in flux is the best time that gives you the ability to create dramatic change. When things are nice and nobody is listening, you don't get the ability to have change. Now we can have dramatic change. Start making Americans aware of single payer. When I talk about single payer to people say, huh? They don't know what that is. They don't know what single payer is. They don't know what Medicare for all is. It is our responsibility to start highlighting these things and letting Americans know that there is a better way. We also have to dispel the lies about Canada. I've made calls. I made individual calls to Canada. Once I took 50 telephone numbers and made 50 random calls throughout Canada and said, hey guys, how much do you like your system? Would you trade your system for America? They laughed. They think we're crazy out here. They think we are crazy to give all our monies to drug companies, hospitals, and all those other people that are pilfering the American people. And by the way, folks, please, please share these videos. Share these things, because you know what? Unless we start letting people know what's going on, guess what happens? We're just talking to ourselves. We're just in a circular firing squad. We're just talking among people who agree. So we have to get this into a bunch of other people's spheres. And when we do that, that's how we counteract the plutocracy who prevents our message from going out, because they control the media. Muchísimas gracias, and you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day.